Welcome back once again to Campaign Leipzig with Ney on the Katzbach. So, without further ado, let's see how the turn has gone. Ten. I will continue to withdraw them. They're enfilading me, unfortunately. And he's reoccupying those woods with a lot of skirmishers, which makes sense. He probably doesn't want to, quote, pursue too much. Well, actually, I say that. And it looks like they are getting ready to pursue. Interestingly enough. Still, for now, I will continue to look to withdraw. Some mounted Jaegers. What are they up to? Bunch of mounted Jaegers. My only guess is he's going to try and cross the river. Which, I'm not sure that's necessarily a great idea for him or me. But bang. Alright. Getting plinked at again. I remain getting plinked at. There's 12 men there, there's 13 there. Oof. No effect. Oh, there was a massed rout over there, which is perfect. That's gonna hurt, I think. Oh yeah, that is gonna hurt. The Yaroslavs are gonna counterattack. Here come these lot. Their the Silesian Landwehr Cav there. Charging straight at the Baden infantry. Prussian NKR are going to that's gonna hurt. Oh yeah, that hurt. As did that. Oof. That might trigger a chain rout, unfortunately. as he desperately tries to rally the Russians. Still, all things considered, despite the absolute appalling losses I've taken, the Baden... I'm really starting to quote pressure him by stint of the fact that, well, he can't. I'm spreading his right flank extremely thin. But of course he is still hitting me pretty badly in places. Here comes some Cossacks. Nice. He's going to hit those boys in the flank. That's going to probably hurt. They're going to charge into them. Still very backwards, back and forth cavalry battles ongoing. They are charging what look like Baden Dragoons, probably. No, those are the Bardens. They're charging the Hussars. They are going to attack those guns, naturally. As I said in the previous episode, I made a real blunder there. But despite that blunder, I'm actually still, quote, fairly happy. Oh, gutsy! Very, very gutsy. Very gutsy. Which in this case then, that is very gutsy by the Russians. And so gutsy, in fact, I'm going to have to respond to that instantly. Which is not a good thing. Here comes them. Yeah. And then hits them. They hit them. They hit them. Drives them back. Ooh, that hurt. That one did hurt very badly. Yeah, he's completely driven back my cavalry. 30 units rout. 54 out of 88 units under disorder. 8 units out of 20 rallied. 9 units recover fatigue. 30 units out of 70 routed, so I got away with that. But that was still painful. So, let's have a look-see. You routed, as did the rest of the 23rd by the looks of it. So you routed, you can fall back. Anything that... You are pretty much non-existent at this point. as are you. You routed. Routed. Pretty much obliterated at this point. 12th Chasseur. General Rosselli. Barden Dragoons. The Bardens did pretty decently, all things considered. You will fall back. General Bowerman. Let's bring them that way. You can go there. You stay there. And then we'll say the elements of the 9th Hussar will go there and face that way. Still. Now, let's do what we always do. So we'll start with the guns. Let's start over here with old 5th Corps. Start with 5th Corps. A 6-inch howitzer. Hit them. The guns over here will hit this lot. 1st Foot Battery will hit them. Howitzer. And then we'll leave the rest for the moment. You with the one. In this case, then, I'm going to have to launch a small counter assault. The 152nd will move up. You are 151st. You are 151st. Oof. Plink at them. 152nd. You are 151st, naturally. And you're 152nd. But you will probably stay where you are. 2nd Battalion of the 151st will go there. Who can you see? Absolutely nobody. Why did I do that first? Sometimes I get carried away, as always. So, 1st Battalion of the 150th will fall back up here. Third Battalion of the 150th. And 2nd Battalion of the 150th. The 155th we'll start taking up positions there for now. You are 150th. Go there. Form column and a fullback. What are you? You are 2nd Battalion of the 149th. So if I put the rest of the 149th up around there, I'm actually just going to detach those skirmishers there for the sake of trying to play effective rear guard. Because in the end, that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to conduct a rear guard operation. General Harlett will go there. And then you'll fall back as well. Patod, you're perfectly acceptable where you are. And then this regiment will likewise move forward. Because I have got to stop this. So, first things first. I will naturally... what do I do first? Well, whatever I do, I have to... No. I could commit Gerard to try and fix the problem, but... So let's think. You attack there, you attack there, you attack there, there. So we attack with the skirmishers all across the line. In this case, then, I think I'm going to reform the 4th Battalion of the 14th, Léger, to basically try and look after, play rear guard. You belong up there with your battalion. You're still... Whoops. You're still routed. Zatucci and his Italians, I think. As battered as Zatucci and the Italians are, they might be the key. They might just be the key to this. Guns-wise, you got them. Blast them. Horse artillery. You will look to hit those heavy guns. Naples horse gun. 20th of the 5th Foot. This is going to be an interesting trying to fix that nonsense. Who can you see? I have no idea who you can see. So why is it saying you can see someone? Bizarre. Alright, let us use these 6 12-pounders to blast them. Italian horse gun. Blast them. Foot gun. hit that square. This howitzer will look to hit. Who can it hit? Let's hit those dragoons. Bit of a long range shot, but what about you? You can shoot at that for me. Alright, 140th has fallen back. As I said, the one issue with 1813 armies, especially for the French, they are brittle as all hell. So damn brittle. As, well, you can see with that huge amount of routing that happened all over the place. They are just so damn brittle. You have to fall back at this point, because no matter what, you are just too... You're too battered. The skirmishers likewise will have to fall back. 141st, 141st, 140th. There's the 141st. Yeah, chunks of the 141st got pretty badly smashed there. They're all disordered, which is fun. Obviously, someone ran through them. Fall back. You cannot. You can. Alright, you two will unlimber your guns. You will fall back. Actually, let's just get back to the rest of the guns for now. I still have no idea who you're supposed to be able to see. 6th Battalion. You'll form up there. .22nd will push forward and basically look to try and storm there. Howitzer, you can now see over there. Butt guns. You will blast them. Howitzer. Foot artillery. Next foot, you can blast those dragoons to ensure that he doesn't escape. Certainly not escape scot-free from it. The Baden foot guns. Blast them. Horse gun. And then horse gun. What can you see? I could advance, but go there. You are disordered with no ammo, so that's not good. Bring up the wagons. You are to basically advance out and protect the flank of them. You are to basically fall back. And then you, Prince Hesse, you will go with them. Marchand. Murin. We'll do that. Open fire. Form line. Open fire. Seventh Chasseur. Well, you're part of Excelmann's cavalry. So, in this case, the 142nd you are 23rd Chasseur. So you will fall back with the rest of the 23rd to try and reorganise. They are not unlimbered. They are. So I could charge the 20th Chasseur à Cheval into this Landwehr cavalry. I've lost 12, almost 13,000 men. That is pretty atrocious. Donnersmarck was captured. Oberst Donnersmarck was captured, so it's pretty, at least, useful to me. They will fall back. They will fall back to try and, quote, regroup, because, well, that's what I'm going to need to do at this point, is try and, quote, regroup. Because of this unholy mess that's broken out. So in this case, the 20th Chasseur are going to charge this way and hit Bieberstein's cavalry. I will have the 11th Hussar charge and with the goal of capturing the Silesian Landwehr cavalry. They are to face those dragoons. Donnersmarck. I would charge these if I could, but I can't. But what I can do, however, is bring them up. Look to blast up there. Where are you? You're down there. Blast some of these Maréchal Hussars. Very nice. I could actually charge the first cuirassier after... No, I can't. They're facing the wrong damn way. Just typical. Absolutely typical. And then the 145th, I will move up to try and, well, naturally take over the assault. That square is disordered. None of you can charge because, well, again, you're all disordered. What if I pull you back? Face you that direction. What could the Agenville charge? Ooh. I might be able to get away with that, actually. Charge my cavalry into the Agenville. Into those land. Ooh. That might have potential. Because I can't... I'm pretty sure, yeah. The 1st Carabiniers can't reach these Dragoons as much as I would want them to. As much as I might want them to, they just cannot reach. Now, the 142nd... If I commit 2nd and 3rd Battalion of the 142nd this direction to do one of two things, really. The lead part is actually to help protect this lot. Let's bring up these horse guns as well. Unlimber them. And then use them to blast them. General Stonome. They are basically just going to take up position protecting those guns. Sebastiani is just going to have to shift a little bit, unfortunately. Because there's not a lot I can do about that. As is General Blucher is to take up position there. $8,000 to 13,000, near enough. It's pretty atrocious losses. Still, it could be a hell of a lot worse. But you know what? I think I am going to do something perhaps a little radical. I'm going to have the 1st Squadron of the 2nd Carabiniers charge Ow, that hurts like hell. And while I could attempt to charge that square, I doubt I'm going to actually succeed, so no need to check there. Unfortunately, the 1st Squadron did just get shot up pretty badly. In this case, these boys are just going to do that. I'll lose 7 men for my trouble, but I will look to hit those Landwehr cavalry and try and finish them off. You can't see anything, nor can you. So you, I'm actually just going to limber. And you can't see anything because of the wagon. But I can... that's easily fixed. However, instead, all I'm going to do is that. Is just turn the guns round and open fire on the opposite. Open fire on all those, quote, So, that's all that done. Let's get back to this. How do I respond? Pretty much the best, if not the only option, is the quote withdraw. Which is not something I really wanted to do. So I'll keep a line of skirmishers here, just plinking away, doing skirmisher nonsense. The rest of the brigade, and they become disordered, of course they did. And then you'll plink at them. The 27th. 4th Battalion of 27th will advance and exchange with them. And then these troops of General Bardet, which are the Naples Elite Regiment, are going to exchange fire with the troops of the Lieb Regiment. Now, the 10 guns up here will unlimber to try and help dominate the situation there. And General Munier will have to fall back, I guess. I'm going to have to redeploy General Munier to deal with this oncoming problem. Now then, you will open fire on them. Open fire on them. There we go. These boys who are in the clear can fall back into the woods because they're already disordered. There's no need to be particularly finicky with them. Let me detach their skirmishers, actually, to do that. And then these boys are gonna fall back a little bit more into the woods to try and see what can happen. But if nothing good, quote, happens here, I may just have to officially begin to withdraw. I will commit this brigade forward just to try and, quote, help the situation. Alright. The 4th chasseur and the 7th chasseur. The 7th, actually, will do the job. Let's do it. The 7th are to do the job and hit them. They would be hitting them in the flank, which is perfectly acceptable. and they will turn around to face these boys, so that if they continue on, they're going to run the risk of getting charged in the rear. The Hessians, and then you will fall back to there, because you don't really have much choice in the matter. And then Exelmans can try and, well, do what Exelmans needs to do. Now, these Hussar... In the meantime, General Rosselli is going to try and rally this mess. And probably just withdraw, essentially. We got... What have we got? We got 9 turns left. But damn, this is nasty. Alright, General Rochambeau is to then turn around and basically provide the next part of the rear guard. The cavalry are to also do what needs to be done. What if I push them there? They would have to charge them. Turn. They would charge them. They can charge them. They can charge them. Let's do that, I think. It's probably the safest option. And then you can actually all come out of squares now, officially. And all things considered, given the situation, among other things, I'm actually fairly, quote, happy with everything. You will go back into there. As I also just look to... the Neapolitan chasseurs got pretty badly mauled, all things considered, but it makes sense. And while this lot are going to suffer badly here, I think it's necessary. So, without further ado, let's push onwards to the melees, of which we'll have... Let's do this. Yeah, I figured as much. I figured that would basically happen. Ow. You two will hit them. Not worth it in the slightest. None of you can melee, which makes sense in this regard. You will hit them. This is going to hurt. Didn't hurt that much. Didn't do much, but... Kamchatka no wonder they're Lycorns. They're Lycorns, so... And then here we'll have you two hit them. Actually, let's do you to hit them first. We'll do two, actually. You to hit them, and you to hit them. And then you will carry the pursuit. And then you will hit them. You will hit them. And then over here, we'll hit this lot in the flank. Ow! That hurt. And it hurt a hell of a lot. Advance into there. And you will advance into there. You'll be exposing your flanks somewhat, unfortunately. But you are also... I can live with it. Now, this is what's going to be the painful part. What do I do here? Because I can do one of two things. Essentially die where I am or advance. We'll try and finish them off. We'll just basically look and try and finish them off. Bieberstein. Hooray for multiple. Okay, that... I wasn't able to, quote, finish them off, but I certainly mauled him up a bit. Anyone else that says this urgently needs doing? No. But, those losses, I am now officially at 13,000 men lost in this battle. Which, considering what my army strength is started at, which was about 88,000, roughly. It's pretty atrocious. So I think we are eventually just going to fire off a ceasefire request. Offer Maréchal Blucher a truce. He has lost a lot of cavalry and a lot of guns. I've lost an appalling amount of infantry. But a minor victory is going to be... it's going to be pushing it, whether or not I can achieve it in the next 9 turns. All in all, I think the battle is likely to just end as a very, very inconclusive draw. But we shall see. For now, however, I thank you all for watching. I hope you've been enjoying the series, or found it at least informative or educational. But until next time, I will see you all very soon. I think, realistically at this point, would be calling off the battle entirely and withdrawing onto the other side of the Katzbach by falling back across the Katzbach Fluss. Of course, the Prussian army is the Allied army is certainly not in a picnic either, but it still remains atrociously bad for both sides. So, without further ado, I will see you all very soon. So until then, bye bye for now.